institution. It doesn't mean anything today. But we live in a mental institution. 'Cause everything's crazy, crazy, crazy. They're doing away with borders. It's a new world. It's a new day. There is a new world order coming to your town. You better get ready. You better get ready. It's a new day. It's a new way. It's a new day, new day. It's a new way. Hey there, boys and girls. I'm Wild Bill, and I just rode into town. Look out, all you bad guys out there. I'm fixin' to blow the whistle on all your evil plans. Yes, it is Saturday night, and you are not going to believe what I got for you right here on Revolution Radio.
What evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Samsel Report. We're coming to you live from my personal isolation tank right here in St. Louis, Missouri. The number to call in is 314-720-6835. That's 314-720-6835. So feel free to call in and say howdy. Okay? All right? Okay. I tell you what, let's get this here show on the road. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, our government is all together now. Everybody all together now. Ready? Our government is a cesspool of corruption. Our industrial might is a thing of the past, and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are being trashed by a treasonous, out-of-control government intent on enslaving the American people. Now, I know it sounds just like some low-budget horror movie from back in the 1950s, but it sounds like something right out of the Twilight Zone. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? We live in the Twilight Zone. You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance. You are bombarded by the conditioning illusion projected forth by corporate and government-controlled mass media. A world of mind-controlled automatons, unable to think or speak out or stand up for themselves. You're entering a world where everything is just the opposite of what you think it is. You are living in the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone. Oh, man. We live in the Twilight Zone, ladies and gentlemen. The mainstream media is a weapon being used to control and dumb down the population, even as they are raped financially, their rights and liberties trampled upon, and America destroyed by design. And now it's time for an important message, especially for you listeners out there. Oh, yes, because this here program on the Revolution Radio is listener-supported. So send us money. Oh, yes, that's right. Send us money. Only you can support informative, innovative, entertaining, fabulously original programs just like this one. Oh, yes, it is Wild Bill's Headline Roundup on Revolution Radio. Oh, yes, the Samsel Report is expanding, growing in popularity, reaching more and more and more people on more networks. Yes, besides my Revolution Radio home base headquarters right here at Revolution Radio, the Samsel Report can also be heard on Awake Radio US and Awake Radio UK. So, hello all you guys out there in Limey Land. Okay? All right? The Samsel Report is now a proud part of the Liberty Beacon. That's right. TheLibertyBeacon.com. Go there, check it out. Okay? And there's more to come, so look out, New World Order, because Wild Bill is coming to get you. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. And Sweetheart too. Right? That's right. That's right. And Sweetheart too. Okay? All right? Now, hey, do you know what time it is? Boy, oh boy, come on, buckaroos, you know what time it is. It's time for Wild Bill's Headline Roundup. That's right. Ooh, doggies. Yes, it's time for Wild Bill's Headline Roundup. All the news that you won't get from the mainstream media. It's time to saddle up with old Wild Bill, and we gonna head on out there and collect us up a whole mess of them there headline critters. Okay? All right, so are you ready to ride? Are you ready to ride? Okay then. All right then. Let's hit the trail. Let's ride. That's Hi-ho, sweetheart. Away. That's right. That's right. That's right. It's time for Wild Bill's Headline Roundup. Okay? Are you ready? There's a whole nother week of the Samsel Report going on here. We got all kinds of stuff happening. Are you ready for this? Our first Headline. Dissenting Supreme Court judges say that Obama's birth certificate is a fake. That's right. Oh, yes, they say his birth certificate is a fake. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? According to the Associated Press, two Alabama Supreme Court justices say that Obama's birth certificate is a fake. Now, we all know that Sheriff Joe Arpaio put together a task force and investigated the birth certificate and found it to be a fake. Right? Why is it, tell me this, why is it that if you look at the evidence, you walk away believing that the birth certificate is a fake? See? And yet, boys and girls, it gets blown off by the mainstream media. And, of course, the sheeple who get their info from the mainstream media. See? So, get out of here. Get out of here. Go on, get out of here. It's a conspiracy theory, right? That's right. What? Do you believe in little green men too? Huh? Do you think it's a conspiracy theory? Do you think that Obama or anybody else in government could lie about such a thing and get away with it? Why, that's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? It's absurd, isn't it? Never mind that whenever the guy's mouth is moving, nothing but lies are coming out of it. Right? Everything about this guy is a lie. Am I right? Huh? He's a walking, talking, two-legged lie, right? I'm talking about Barry here. You know I'm talking about Barry, right? He's a New World Order puppet, right? Am I right? Everything he does impacts this country negatively. Am I right? I used to think that nothing could be worse than the Bush administration. That's right. But what we got now is the Bush administration with chocolate on top. That's right. It's covered in New World Order agenda, right? Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, is it me or what? I didn't like that. Well, stick it in the corral. Go ahead. Stick it in the corral. Go on. Get on in the corral in there. Get yourself on in there with the birth certificate and everything on in there. Oh, right. Okay, so that takes care of that one. All right. You are listening to the Samsel Report. This is Wild Bill's Headline Roundup. You know, the Bundy Ranch thing last week, right? It may or may not be over. But if you think it ain't going on elsewhere, the same thing ain't going on elsewhere, guess again. See, you've heard about Agenda 21, right? You know all about Agenda 21, right? So look out. It's coming to get you. That's right. Check out these here headlines. Okay? Are you ready for this? Check out these here. The Bureau of Land Management claims 90,000 acres does not belong to Texas, and they attempt to seize this a ranch. They're seizing another ranch, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It looks like there's another BLM Agenda 21 land grab going on in Texas. The BLM is looking to seize 90,000 acres of land belonging to Texas rancher Thomas Henderson. Now, he's held the deed on that ranch for 100 years, but the BLM says it was never part of Texas to begin with. How do you like them apples? Next, they're going to tie Henderson's wife to the railroad tracks. That's right. They're going to tie Henderson to a log and run it through the sawmill. That's right. They're going to storm the ranch unless he turns over the deed. Oh, man, where is Hopalong Cassidy when you need him? Huh? What would Hoppy do? Huh? Man, oh man, I tell you what Hoppy would do. He'd take that big old thing and he'd stick it right there in the corral where they all belong. Get on in there. Get yourself on in there in the corral with all the rest of them on in there. Man, I'm gonna seize them 90,000 acres. Get on out of here. Boy, oh boy, what a bunch of hogs. What a bunch of pigs. What a bunch of gluttons. What a bunch of fat slobs. I'm telling you, man, what a bunch of land-hungry Agenda 21 dirtbag slobbo, big old fat old going on in there. Look at. Did you see that? Did you see that? Huh? Man, oh man, oh man. And that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that ain't nothing. Because the Diamond Bar Ranch in New Mexico has been seized by the U.S. Forest Service. How do you like them apples? Huh? Southwest New Mexico. The Diamond Bar Ranch was acquired by the Laney family in 1986, and its adjacent Laney Cattle Company was allowed to utilize grazing lands since 1883. According to the U.S. Forest Service, however, they are no longer entitled to do so. Can you say Agenda 21? The U.S. Forest Service has posted notices along the fence line of the Laney's property, advising people not to attempt to enter the sealed-off ranch. Lands are being seized, and the cattle are being removed. Officials say that the Laneys can redeem their cattle if they pay a fine of $40,950. Okay? All right? Are you with me so far? Laney insists that the land in question belongs to him. The Forest Service says it belongs to the federal government. But Laney is not willing to throw in the towel and give up the land that has been in his family since long before there was a Forest Service. Moreover, in New Mexico, there is a brand law that says no cattle may be sold or transported out of state without approval from the State Livestock Board. Well, look out, because here comes local Sheriff Cliff Snyder Oh, man, here he comes. Look out. It's local Sheriff Cliff Snyder. And you know what? He notified the Forest Service and the state and federal officials that even though the Forest Service has a court order authorizing the confiscation of the Diamond Bar cattle, they cannot be shipped or sold without being in direct violation of New Mexico statute. Okay, now what all that means is that they can't sell the cattle without the New Mexico stamp of approval on it there, see? Okay, and so this here guy, Cliff Snyder, he says, I intend to enforce the state livestock laws in my county. I will not allow anyone in violation of state law to ship Diamond Bar cattle out of my county. So there you go, the local man, Cliff Snyder. Man, oh man, he's standing up and he's speaking out, and he's you gotta back this guy up here, right? So here we have all the elements of something that could get really big down in New Mexico. It could blow up this situation, right? Just like the Bundy Ranch thing. But in fact, this kind of crap is going on all over the country. That's right. They're seizing lands and throwing people off their lands all over the country. This is all about the North American Union. That's right. Can you say that along with me, ladies and gentlemen? Say, North American Union. Oh, yes, and they are implementing Agenda 21. That's right. And if you think Agenda 21 does not apply to your hometown, well, then guess again. Because Agenda 21 is coming to get you. That's right. So look out. Look out. Agenda 21 will soon be all over the place, everywhere you look. That's right. That's right. I didn't like that one. I don't like Agenda 21. If it was up to me, you know what I would do with Agenda 21? I would take it and I would flush it down the old porcelain receptacle. That's what I would do. I would send Agenda 21 right down there with all the rest of their crap. Oh, man. I think I just blew my mind. Hold on a second. Man, oh man. I tell you what, though. You're right with Wild Bill's Freedom Posse. That's right. You're riding with the Freedom Posse. And the Freedom Posse is heard right here every Saturday night on Revolution Radio. Okay? All right? So, you're looking at Agenda 21, boys and girls. Okay? All right, what can I say? What can I say? Except to continue on with the headline roundup. Okay? All right, now here we go. Are you ready for this? Here we go. Oh, man. Al Sharpton. Oh, yes, I said Al Sharpton. That's what I said. And all I have to do is say Al Sharpton, right? And you know what I'm talking about, right? Huh? Al Sharpton. This guy comes out and he said, this is what he said, all right? The true meaning of Easter is the political crucifixion and resurrection of Barack Obama. Oh, man. That's what he said. Those were his words. Oh, yes. Oh, man, Al Sharpton. What does it matter what Al Sharpton has to say? Huh? Come on. Al Sharpton is a joke, okay? Now, whatever Al Sharpton has to say, it doesn't matter worth a damn. I'm telling you, okay? Take my word for it. It doesn't make any sense anyway, okay? It's just Al's big lips fluttering in the breeze. That's right. It's just his big old lips flopping in the breeze. That's right. Nothing that comes out of Al Sharpton's face is worth a damn now. Come on now. Come on. So who cares what Al Sharpton has to say? All right? Who cares? I tell you what you can do with all I hear. There you go. Come on. Hey, Al Sharpton, down and go. Down, down, down we go, go, go. Al Sharpton, there he goes. And he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. That's all there is to it. Okay? All right. So, you are listening. You are listening to the Samsel Report. Oh, yes, right here on Revolution. What was that, sweetheart? What did you say? Oh, okay. All right, hold on a minute. Well, hold on a minute. All right, okay. All right, I have to play this. I have to... I have to play this for you now, okay? All right, here you go.
Yes, it's Charlie Danger, private detective. Charlie Danger, defender of the Constitution. And now, Charlie Danger, private detective.
Get this and get it straight. Crime is a sucker's road, and those who travel it today are more cunning, traitorous, and evil than ever. They got big wallets and big ideas and big plans, and they don't like anything or anyone that gets in their way. I ought to know. I'm Charlie Danger. It was a cold, windy day as I sat behind my desk in my cozy little office waiting for a phone to ring that lately hadn't been ringing enough. I sat staring blankly at the wall, listening to the sultry sound of the sax player down the hall practicing for his next weekend's gig. I was trying to decide if I should get up and fix myself yet another drink. Suddenly the door burst open and a beautiful blonde bombshell in a fancy evening dress that fit just right in just the right places strolled into the room. She stood there in her spiked heels looking utterly gorgeous and at the same time a little bit dangerous. I say dangerous because in her pretty little hand was a great big .38 caliber snub-nosed Smith & Wesson, and the business end was pointing right at my ticker.
Yes, there are now 4 Charlie Danger adventures to choose from. Go to hiddenmysteries.com. That's hiddenmysteries.com.
That's right. That's right. You can go to hiddenmysteries.com where you can check out all of the Charlie Danger private detective adventure stories. Okay. And I'm presently working on a new one. So there you go. So there. Are you happy now? Are you happy now? Is that okay? Is that okay? Huh? Okay. All right. Now go sit down over there and be quiet now, okay? All right? Okay. All right, so we continue on, ladies and gentlemen. with the headline Roundup. Okay. Our next headline. Lawmaker introduces bill requiring veterans to warn neighbors of their combat service. That's right. This comes out of Washington, D.C. Following a second mass shooting at Fort Hood, at least one lawmaker thinks a bill currently under consideration will ensure the safety of American communities by requiring the estimated 2.6 million unstable veterans who served in Iraq or Afghanistan to tell their neighbors of their combat service. That's right. That's right. I don't make this stuff up. We feel that we can drastically minimize the damage to communities from psychopathic troops, said Republican Jim Moran, a Democrat from Virginia. That's right. All those guys coming back from combat overseas could be psychopathic killers. Oh, man, look out. Time bombs waiting to go off. They're just waiting to go off. They're waiting for something to trigger them off, right? We gotta protect the public from these potential terrorist threats. That's right. That's right. So says Representative Jim Moran, a Democrat from Virginia. That's right. Oh, man. I tell you what. We live in the twilight zone, ladies and gentlemen. As we continue on with the headline Roundup. Fox News accidentally reveals that Justin Bieber is a reptile. Oh, man. Did you get that? Did you hear that one? The Fox News accidentally revealed that Justin Bieber, I think that's how you say his name, Bieber, is that right? Bieber, Justin Bieber? I'm not sure. Is that right? What do you think, sweetheart? Oh, okay, all right. She says, Fox News inadvertently revealed last week that Justin Bieber is actually a reptilian alien bent on world domination. During the stress of courtroom proceedings in Miami, Bieber clearly lost control of his shape-shifting powers for just a moment. Bieber's eyes totally changed into those of a lizard. Oh, yes. For those unfamiliar with the diabolical plot, a species of reptilian humanoids has long controlled the planet by adopting human form and infiltrating powerful positions. The so-called reptilian theory was popularized by a so-called conspiracy theorist David Icke. That's right. I said David Icke. David Icke. No, it's not icky. It's Icke. It's Icke. No, icky. Icke. Okay, all right. Okay, so let us continue on. Oh, hold on a second. Free your mind. And your ass will follow. That's right. And no truer words have ever been spoken. That's right. Okay? All right? What? No, not yet. No. Later. later on in the show, okay? No, come back here now. Come. Okay, let us continue with the headline roundup. Okay. Here's a good one. Cop tries to shoot a dog but ends up shooting himself. Okay? Are you ready for this one? A California sheriff's deputy is feeling the sting of humiliation after he attempted to shoot a fenced-in dog but failed. He succeeded only in shooting himself. That's right. This guy's a real winner, boy, I tell you what. Like Deputy Fife. You know what I mean? Deputy. He works for the Riverside County Court Services. That's right. He was reportedly serving an eviction notice at a Riverside home on Wednesday. He was there to deliver an eviction notice. And the large dog ran toward the deputy. That's what an investigator told KNBC. To defend himself from the dog that was in the fenced-off backyard, right? The deputy fired one round from his gun and inadvertently struck himself in the leg. He shot himself in the leg. That's right. That's right. Boy, oh boy, I tell you what. Here, he would take and put him out of his misery, okay? Put him out of his misery, that's all. There you go. There you go. Okay. That takes care of him. Is it me, ladies and gentlemen, or what? Huh? Huh? Okay, here we go. Let's look at some economic headlines now. Two more victims of the retail apocalypse. Family Dollar Store and Coldwater Creek. Okay. Women's clothing retailer Coldwater Creek on Friday filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and it said its plans to close most of its stores by early summer. The company said it has plans to wind down its operation over the coming months and begin going out of business sales in early May. Family Dollar stores are going bankrupt as well and will be closing 500 stores. In fact, so many retailers are closing so many stores that it is being called a retail apocalypse. That's right. But hey, the economy's doing great, right? Wall Street's making money. The big corporations are making money. The Federal Reserve is certainly making money. The Fed's making money like it's going out of style, right? In fact, it is going out of style. That's right. But the economy is getting better. You better believe it, because that's what they tell you, right? Quit worrying, man. Chill out. Relax. Okay? All right. Is everybody happy? Huh? Is everybody happy? Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. All right. So we continue on now with the headline roundup. Okay. All right. Hillary Clinton says she's a huge supporter of immigration reform. Oh, yes, Hillary. Oh, Hillary, darling. Hillary Rodham Clinton, answering an emotional plea from an undocumented migrant. Right? Did I read that correctly? Hillary Rodham Clinton, answering an emotional plea from an undocumented immigrant in New York on Tuesday, said that she strongly supports comprehensive immigration reform. And she's called on the Republican-led House to pass legislation granting a path to citizenship. That's right. Oh, yes, that's what Hillary said. Those were her words. A young woman. Now picture this in your mind, ladies and gentlemen. A young woman tearfully asked, with tears coming down from her eyes. And she asked Clinton, she said, what would you do to fix the nation's immigration problem? Because her educational opportunities were being stymied because she is an undocumented immigrant. See? And that's standing in her way, you see. I'm a huge supporter of immigration reform and a path to citizenship. And she will continue to advocate for that. That's what Clinton said. Oh, yes, the former Secretary of State and prospective 2016 Democratic presidential candidate had to say. That's what she said. But of course, hey, of course, she signed on to the North American Union thing. She signed on to it, right? She's got to push it, right? Right? It's part of the deal. Am I right? Am I right? Man, oh man, get on in there, Hillary, get on in there. Get on in there, darling. Darling Hillary, darling Hillary. Oh, Hillary, we love you. Okay, all right, so let us continue with the headline roundup. Okay. All right. Here we go. Mass civil disobedience in New York against the SAFE Act. Okay. You've been checking out all about the SAFE Act, what's going in New York. Under the State of New York SAFE Act, owners of assault-style weapons had until Tuesday to register their weapons under the new law. Meanwhile, Erie County Sheriff Timothy B. Howell said he would not ask his deputies to enforce the new law, stating that, I am not encouraging them to do it, but at the same time their own consciences, their consciences, well, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? Consciences. Their own consciences, right, to be their guide. That is a decision they should make. So here you have the state saying one thing, and then you have a county sheriff saying something opposite that. Protesters against the measures, labeled the toughest gun law in the United States history by Governor Cuomo. Cuomo came up with this, marked the deadline by shredding their registration cards. So they were all running around shredding their registration cards. All right? They have been shredding the Constitution, said one protester. You shred the Constitution, we'll shred any form you want us to fill out. They can't arrest 1 million people. What are they going to do? See? Well, the answer to that question, ladies and gentlemen, the answer to that question is quite elementary, my dear Watson. They labeled you a person of interest. Then they declare you a potential terrorist threat. And then they storm your place of residence and drag you off into the night. That's right. So that's what happens when you don't pay attention, okay? All right? That's what happens every time you don't pay attention. When you're looking in one direction, something else is going down in another. Okay? All right. Well, I tell you what. Let's continue on. Hey, we're doing real good here. We're doing real good, right? Well, I tell you what. Here, look. Check this out. Check this one out. Could we please stop using the word incompetent to describe government? Okay, what do you think about that? Should we quit using the word incompetent to describe government? It's not uncommon for those people who are critical of the government to label government as incompetent, right? They feel that that's a good way of exposing government as frauds without having to talk about conspiracies, okay? Because you don't want to talk about conspiracies. It can't be a conspiracy, right? Why do so many label government as incompetent instead of talking about the conspiracies of government? See? Because to acknowledge the conspiracies of government means being labeled a conspiracy theorist. That's right. But the business of government is to conspire, and so conspiracy is the order of procedure, right? Am I right? Conspiracy, conspiracy proceeds exceedingly well when the pig's in the wallow in charge of the well. When the toilet is flushed and the stink starts to smell, no, they are not incompetent, stupid, or dumb. They're smarter than most, and they're slicker than scum. They're laughing at you all the way to the bank. And they got you believing that their shit don't stink. Okay, did you like that one? Did you like that one? How did you? Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Boy, oh boy, I tell you, sometimes we just have fun right here on the Samsel Report. Okay, because every week we have to look at this stuff, right? Right? Am I right? So stop using the word incompetent when you're talking about the government, because let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, they know exactly what they're doing. Okay. All right, so let's look at what else we got here. What have we got here? Harry Reid. Harry Reid labels American cowboys a terrorist threat. Okay? Countless reports have confirmed it. Harry Reid was declared, Harry Reid has declared the American cowboy to be a domestic terrorist. Oh, yes, you got a pair of cowboy boots on and you got one of them there Stetson hats on your head, boy, you better look out. You better just look out. He also declared that rodeo clowns are racists. That's what Harry Reid said. Those were his words. Rodeo clowns are racists. That's right. Harry Reid also declared Islam a peaceful religion. He also declared that Saturday Night Live is funny. Okay? All right? He declared that all women are sluts. Okay? And he declared that Lucifer is Lord. Okay? All right? When asked to comment, Reed's head started revolving around, and he threw up green slime all over the place. Oh, man, oh, man. My goodness gracious me. Can you just imagine that? Imagine that. Can you just picture that in your mind? Boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Okay, so you're listening to the Samsel Report right here on Revolution Radio. Okay. The number to call in, 314-720-6835. We're going to be going on a break because my psychic vibrations are beginning to manifest themselves within the confines of my endless thought entrails, which float around in a great orb-like sphere right above the top of my head. And it tells me that pretty soon we're going to go into a break. But right before we do that, let me remind you that the best stuff is yet to come. That's right. And I throw the number out there. So if you dare, you can call in and say, howdy, howdy. That's right. You can say, howdy. Okay. All right. But, yes, we're listening to the Samsel Report. This is Wild Bill's Headline Roundup. And what else do we got? Oh, here, hold on a second. What's this? Hold on a minute.
Before we begin, I would like to take this opportunity to make the listener or listeners aware that any views or opinions expressed are the sole artistic creation of a single human entity. Thus, said entity assumes full responsibility for all thoughts, ideas, concepts, assumptions, suppositions, assertions, quotations, exclamations, evaluations, disclosures, revelations, usurpations, plagiarism, propaganda, indoctrination, insinuations, innuendos, or exposés that may or may not be heard during the act of listening to this audio.
And so we are absolutely not responsible for anything that you've heard up until this point. Because from this point on, I mean, we're going to have commercial. We're going to go to break. Right? But when we come back from break, that's where you want to pay attention. Okay? All right? So here comes, I'm feeling this now. This is coming to me over the cosmic wisdom of the ages is grabbed hold of me now, and I can envision the break coming. Here he comes, coming. It's coming on now. Here he comes. See, can you envision it in your mind? Envision together now. 1, 2, 3. Here he comes. Here it goes. Are you ready? Come on. Oh, now you got to do it together now. Come on. Here we go. 1, 2. Here comes the break. Here it comes. Come on. Come on. Come on, little breaky thing. Come on. Come on. Okay. All right. Okay. That's enough. We've played around enough. It's break time. Where's the break? What happened to the break? All right. We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Free your mind, and your ass will follow.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and no truer words have ever been spoken. You are listening to the Samsel Report right here on Revolution Radio. Our next headline, Michael Bloomberg. What did Michael Bloomberg have to say? Well, Michael Bloomberg said, I have earned my place in heaven and it's not even close. Man, oh man, he has earned his place in heaven, ladies and gentlemen. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg thinks he's going straight to heaven after working to militarize the police, eliminate smoking, obesity, and his efforts to promote gun control. That's right. So, what did Bloomberg have to say? Well, Bloomberg said, I am willing. Bloomberg said, I am telling you, if there is a God, when I get to heaven, I'm not stopping to be interviewed. I'm heading straight on in there. That's right. I have earned my place in heaven. It's not even close. That's what he told the New York Times, that God is just going to step aside and let me pass. That's right. That's what Michael Bloomberg had to say. Man, no man, no man. I tell you what, Mr. Bloomberg, Mr. Bloomberg, you are a globalist New World Order puppet. You are an elitist douchebag of the highest order. There is only one place where you and your globalist scumbag friends will spend your eternities. That's right. There's only one place. You will go directly to hell. That's right, to burn with your satanic master. You evil fiend, you despicable despot, you overinflated bag of baboon farts. There's only one place for the likes of you. That's right. There is only one place for the likes of you. Oh, there you go. Michael Bloomberg, there you go. There you have it, Michael Bloomberg. Okay? All right. And you can stick Harry Reid in there, too. Harry Reid can go in there with them. Okay? We continue on with the headline roundup. No, not yet. Hold on a minute. Just hold your horses. I know. But just be cool, all right? Just chill out. Okay, and just hold on, okay? All right? Our next headline. An FBI agent, an ex-FBI agent says an attack is coming and the White House is aiding the enemy. Okay? All right? Okay? Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. Former FBI special agent and counterterrorism expert John Quandolo warns senior officials as high up as the White House are assisting in the next attack on the U.S. That means that there's going to be an attack on the U.S. soon, and that the people in the White House, yes, a number of dirty, rotten scumbag politicians in the White House could be in on it, man. Did you ever stop to think about that? Huh? Yes, it could come in many forms. An insane transgender abortion victim in a shopping mall with a flamethrower. A recently transplanted Syrian refugee blowing himself up in a Walmart superstore in the name of Allah. An unemployed illegal alien on public assistance sets off a dirty bomb in a public restroom. You remember dirty bombs? We used to set out dirty bombs when I was a kid. That's right. You take some dog poo, okay? You get yourself some dog poo, all right, and you put it in a paper bag. Okay, that's right. We used to put dirty bombs all over the place. That's right. I put one in my aunt's refrigerator once. Oh, man. Look out. Boy, oh, boy. I put one on my teacher's desk. That's right. That's right. Teacher came in, and there it was on her desk. I wrapped one up as a birthday present once. That's right. I wrapped it up and gave it to someone for a birthday present. You should have seen the look on their face when they opened that one up. Huh? You know, I gave one to my boss once. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I gave one to my boss once. Oh, yeah. Guy came in. He walked in his office. He sat down, and there it was, right there on his desk, right? Man, you should have seen the look on his face. Oh, yes, I think it was funny. That's right. That's right. Yes, that's right. I think it was funny. She doesn't think that was funny. No, she doesn't. She doesn't think it's funny. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Okay? All right? Can we continue on with the headline roundup here? Okay. All right. Okay, so that's what we'll do then. That's right. That's right. Okay. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, our next headline. Okay. An army officer says Obama's DHS intends to kill everybody. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, you heard right. They intend to kill everybody. On Thursday, Terry M. Hestelau, a retired Army officer with nearly 30 years of service under his belt, as well as combat experience in both Vietnam and Afghanistan, issued a dire warning to all Americans. Oh, yes, the following warning was posted on Hestelau's Facebook page. Okay? I fully intend to address this in far greater detail within days, but ask yourself, with all the law enforcement available in the United States, who the DHS is preparing to declare war on inside the U.S. That's what Hestelau had to say. Those were his words. That's right. With the massive purchases of almost 3,000 new armored vehicles, 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition, with the associated weapons, who in the U.S. do they intend to kill? Well, the short answer is you and me. That's right. Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. That's right, you and me. Anyone that they think is standing in the way of their imposing a new Marxist government. Anyone who stands for the Constitution. Okay? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed, man, oh, man. They plan on killing you, ladies and gentlemen. They plan on killing you in order to keep you safe. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, by taking out those who are a threat to America and the American sheeple. We're going to take them out. That's all. Your loving government intends to keep the American sheeple safe and secure. Just remember, if you see something, then damn it, say something. That's right. It's up to all of us to work together to ensure everybody's safety and security. Oh, man. What did you think of that? Huh? What did you think of that one? Let's stick it in the corral with the rest of them. Get on in there. My goodness. My goodness. That could never happen. That could never happen. Get out of here. What are you, crazy? What are you trying to feed me here? What is this you're trying to cram down my throat here? Huh? You are listening to the Samsel Report. This is Wild Bill's headline roundup. I know, I'm doing that now, okay? I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, last week we did not hear a Charlie Danger Private Detective episode because of technical difficulties. That's right. So, I'm all right. Okay. So this week we now continue with the adventures of Charlie Danger, Private Detective. This is what? This is episode 7, I do believe. Am I right? This is episode 7. Episode 7. I said that. Episode 7. Episode 7. That's right. I said that. Episode 7. Okay. Sometimes dealing with Sweetheart is like it's just. But I tell you what. Okay, all right. I'm gonna put it on here. Just give me a break here. Let me get it together. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So anyway, episode 7 of Charlie Danger, Private Detective.
Here it comes. Here it is, right here for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it's Charlie Danger, private detective. Charlie Danger, defender of the Constitution. And now, Charlie Danger, private detective.
The XV-1 had worked out swell. It was a little cramped inside, but nobody complained. We were flying low and heading towards Phoenix when we got the call. Suddenly, the telephone started ringing. I looked over at Fly. He seemed to ignore it. Aren't you going to answer that? You never know. It just might be important.
What? The telephone? We've got no telephone aboard this airplane.
The telephone continued its ringing while everybody looked around, trying to determine where the sound was coming from. Eventually, we discovered that Holmes was still wearing Maxwell Smart's shoes. He slipped one off and spoke into the heel.
Holmes here.
You have an urgent message from the Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Will you accept the call?
Most definitely, cried Holmes as he handed me the shoe and took off his other.
Hello. Is that you? Danger. Holmes. Hello.
Hello? Charlie Danger here.
Danger. This is Sheriff Joe Arpaio calling.
How on earth did you discover how to contact us?
A wise old friend of mine. I'm also glad to know that you boys didn't get killed by that Mexican Messerschmitt.
Wait a minute. How would you know anything about the Messerschmitt?
Joe the bartender at the Flamingo Bar and Grill.
It figures. So what's on your mind, Sheriff?
You're not going to believe this. I'm down here on the border with 179 police officers and Minutemen volunteers. We're staring at about 10,000 Mexican men, women, and children, plus another couple of thousand Mexican gang members and drug runners. They're getting ready to stampede. There's no way we can hold them off.
My God, Sheriff. Haven't you called the feds for help?
Of course. We've called for National Guard troops and more Border Patrol agents, but none have arrived.
And none will. You know as well as I that the Border Patrol's hands are tied. The National Guard troops are too few and ineffectively utilized. It is meant to give the public only the appearance that the feds are responding.
And that means that you're the only defense that stands between the hordes of foreign invaders and the whole of the United States of America.
You hold that border secure, Sheriff. We're on our way now. It was an old Spanish mission. A lone sentinel made of adobe brick, and it sat directly on the border. The Spanish had called it the Mission Santa de Pai a la Mode, but it was better known as the Alamode. It was built as a roadside convenience store for weary conquistadors and Jesuit priests on northward journeys through the desert. It was the last place they could find refuge and rest and enjoy the house specialty, a great big piece of pie with ice cream and a cherry on top. But that was long ago. As we flew overhead, it was just a roofless, crumbling outline of what once had been. Behind those crumbling walls stood only 180 brave defenders. Before them stood a growing mass of Mexican and South American nationals, at least 12,000 strong. Fly set the XV-1 down softly on terra firma. As we all climbed out of the airplane, Sheriff Joe Arpaio came running up to greet us.
Thank God you're here,
"It's good to see you, Sheriff,"
I replied as I shook his hand.
"We got here just as quick as we could. What's the situation?"
As you could see from the air, we're facing a force of over 12,000 people,
said the sheriff as he spread out a map of the area.
From what I can tell, they plan to spearhead the attack with gang members and drug dealers. That will allow the entire mass of foreign nationals to flood over and around us. We are going to get overrun.
The sheriff just wasn't whistling Dixie. That was the most likely scenario. We didn't stand a snowball's chance in hell.
How about getting the word out in the media? If other red-blooded Americans knew what was going on down here, surely they'd send help.
We've tried that.
You forget, my dear Danger, that those who control the media are the very same globalists who support the NAU.
The other defenders gathered round.
I dare say that Professor Mariachi has engineered the circumstances of our present predicament quite brilliantly.
So what you're saying is we're screwed.
That's about the size of it, ma'am.
No. This is where we draw the line. This is where we make a stand. How many of you are with me? A round of applause was the answer to that question. And then suddenly we heard gunshots in the distance. I looked around and saw Jane up on top of the XV-1 looking through her binoculars. "Get down from there, baby, before you get killed."
You wouldn't believe what I'm looking at.
In spite of the risk of being shot, I jumped up next to her and grabbed the binoculars.
It's the professor himself.
Sure enough, it was Mariachi on a horse, leading 50 other guys on horses. They were all screaming and twirling lariats and shooting off 6 guns. They were charging from the rear, driving the whole mass of foreign nationals forward. "It's a stampede!" I shouted. Sheriff Joe sprang into action.
Lieutenant Bowie, have your men hold their fire until my order,
he shouted to his left.
Captain Crockett, prepare the cannons,
he shouted to his right. I jumped down from the airplane just as Fly fired up the engines. And then all hell broke loose. 2,000 Mexican drug runners and gang members opened up on us with everything they had. Bullets rained down like rain. The defenders opened up and dozens of screaming gang members dropped in their tracks.
Jane's bazooka was out of her purse in a flash, and she fired instantly. The resultant blast took out at least a dozen more. Fly hovered low and opened up on them with a Vulcan rotary cannon he'd installed in the XV-1, the shells of which mowed down Mexican drug lords without mercy. But the XV-1 didn't last long. Pounded by hundreds of bullets and machine gun fire, the old bird literally disintegrated in the air and fell crashing to the ground. Then suddenly they were climbing over the walls, and we knew we were screwed. They hit us like a swarm of killer bees and plowed over us like a herd of wild buffalo. The last thing I remember was emptying my .38 at them and then taking them on with my bare hands, even though I knew it was futile. The last thing that went through my mind before the lights went out was how Mariachi had won, and he'd won big. He'd seen to it personally that the flow of foreign nationals across our southern border had been successfully increased. As the thousands of illegal aliens, drug runners, and gang members swarmed across the border, only to disappear into the Arizona countryside. Smoke rose and billowed from the burning and bloody site, which had been the mission at Santa Di Payalamode. When I woke up, I thought I was dead. When I woke up, I thought I was dead. My head ached. My eyes burned. My mouth was full of sand. I was covered in cuts and bruises, and my face was swollen in several places. I had throbbing pain in my neck and in my back, and I had heartburn, gas, and that bloated sensation. I opened my eyes to a pale blue sky streaked with black and blue trails of smoke, and high up above, vultures circled. I was lying on top of and underneath the bodies of dead Mexican drug lords, complete with tattoos, gold necklaces, and second-hand paramilitary garb. I pushed one off of me and sat up. What lay before me was a scene of total devastation. Dead bodies were strewn everywhere. The bodies of the dead defenders lay under the bricks of tumbled walls, under the dead bodies of drug lords and gangsters, or simply had been stomped into the desert sand where they fell. The XV-1 lay a twisted, smoldering tangle of wreckage. Even the bullet holes had bullet holes. I didn't see how anyone inside that thing could have survived, and yet, amazingly, I saw a bruised and battered Willie Fly dragging himself out from the wreckage. I somehow managed to get to my feet and make my way over to him. Then I collapsed on the ground next to him.
Just look what they did to my airplane. It's way beyond any hope of repair.
To hell with the airplane.
What's happened to Holmes and Jane? I'm not quite sure about Jane, old boy, but Lassie and I are right here.
I turned to find Holmes and the dog standing there looking down at us. They were completely unscathed. Not a spot or a hair was out of place.
Where have you been? What happened to you? Elementary, my dear Danger. The author simply forgot to include Lassie and I in his description of the previous battle. Therefore, absolutely nothing at all happened to us, and we simply reappear in the storyline just as nice as you please. Brilliant!
I shouted.
That's absolutely amazing. You never cease to amaze me, Holmes, but what's happened to Jane?
Here I am,
She said as she appeared from out of nowhere. I got to my feet just as she stepped up into my arms.
You're a sight for sore eyes, baby. But how did you escape certain death?
Elementary, my dear Danger. I climbed up inside of my purse.
As our little group of survivors huddled together in the midst of all the carnage and devastation, we were all grateful to still be alive. 180 brave, loyal, and patriotic Americans weren't as lucky. I looked out over dead bodies piled on top of more dead bodies.
Jane stood beside me.
I wonder what happened to Sheriff Joe.
Probably the same thing that nearly happened to us.
What do we do now, Holmes?
We are faced with a conundrum. We are stranded in the vast desert country of Arizona with no transportation, nor do we have our disguises to mask our identities. It was true. From the look of things, it appeared we were in one hell of a fine mess.
I'll tell you what we have. We've got guts and brains and plenty of dough. And I'll tell you another thing. If foreign nationals can enter this country illegally, disappear into the Arizona desert, and then show up somewhere in Cincinnati, then by God, we can do it too.
Holmes shook his head.
Unfortunately, we have no other alternative. I do suggest that we make a determination as to where we are going and what our plan should be when we arrive.
While Holmes and I stood there discussing our situation, Fly limped over and interrupted our little powwow.
While you boys have been standing there flapping your jaws, I've been using my brain power. Now, I've got an old warbird sitting in a hangar up on Airport Mesa in Sedona. Now, if we head there and we make it, I can get her fired up, and boy, oh boy, then I'd say we got it made.
Holmes and I just looked at each other. Professor Mariachi was not at all pleased. His meeting with Lolita LaRue of La Raza had been interrupted by a messenger from General Hernandez de la Mucho Stupido.
Are you telling me that Holmes and Danger have escaped the massacre at Mission de Pi a la Mort? But that would have been impossible. Is the General sure of this?
The messenger fell down to his knees in supplication.
Please do not kill me, Great One. Their bodies could not be located. The General sends his regrets. It is not my fault. Please have mercy. If they have escaped, then they remain a threat to me, you stupid fool.
The professor looked to Lolita LaRue.
You have your orders. You will use these funds to promote and finance mass demonstrations in major cities across the country. You'll be able to afford a major propaganda push in the mass media. You'll be able to afford top lobbyists and buy off politicians. Now, get out there and demand comprehensive immigration reform. I want you to demand amnesty, but most of all, I want to see results. Do you hear?
Lolita snapped to attention.
In the name of the Reconquista, I will be the thorn in the side of America,
she said. The professor walked over to his desk.
You may go now. Report to me later.
Strainingly, she took the heavy suitcase full of money and shuffled out of the room. Professor Mariachi yawned. He'd been working hard lately. It was beginning to take a toll. He opened his desk drawer, took out his gold-plated, ivory-handled Colt 45 automatic, and shot the unfortunate messenger until the ammo cartridge was empty.
Look out, Charlie, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out.
This is Wolf Blitzer in the Situation Room at CNN World Headquarters in New York. And these are the latest headlines coming into the newsroom now. Chairman of the Federal Reserve Ben Bernanke has announced that the Fed will print $1 trillion out of thin air and purchase another $1 trillion of worthless derivatives in a move to stimulate the economy. The search is still on for the extremist terrorists Charlie Danger, Sherlock Holmes, Calamity Jane, and Lassie. These are the very same terrorists responsible for the Motel 6 explosion. Many remember Lassie from that wonderful 1943 movie, Lassie Come Home, as well as the popular TV show with June Lockhart in the 1950s. That show continued on into the 60s in various forms, and I guess we all have many fond childhood memories of Lassie. That is, before she turned into a dangerous terrorist threat, threatening ruthless terrorism in order to threaten and terrorize the American people. Department of Homeland Security officials are hopeful of apprehending these dangerous criminals soon. And finally, we have this story just coming in. Nearly 500 dead bodies have been discovered on the Arizona-Mexico border at a place known as Mission Santa de Pai a la Mode. It is believed that these people were executed by Mexican drug lords. President Felipe Calderon is stepping up his war on the drug lords by sending his greatest general, Hernandez de la Mucho Stupido, to the area to investigate the incident and to punish those responsible. You are watching CNN, the most trusted name in news. Stay tuned for the latest news as it comes into the Situation Room. Join us now for our in-depth investigative look at the immigration issues facing this country. Our CNN special report begins after these words from our sponsors.
Men, are you not feeling as spry as you used to? Are you having a hard time getting it up when the time is right? Then ask your doctor if new hard-on is right for you.
Look out, Charlie, Charlie, look out. Charlie, look out, Charlie, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out now. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, Charlie, look out. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out now. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out. That's right. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out now. Look out, Charlie, look out, Charlie, look out. That's right. They're gonna get you, they're gonna get you, yeah. They're gonna get you, they're gonna get you, yeah. Look out, Charlie, now. Look out, Charlie, look out now. They're gonna get you. Look out, Charlie, look out. That's right, yeah. They're gonna get you, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you, they're gonna get you. Look out now. Look out, Charlie. Look out, Charlie. Look out. 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 Look out, Charlie. Look out.
To Charlie Danger, Private Detective. Tune in next time for the next exciting episode of Charlie Danger, Private Detective.
All right. Boy, oh boy, how do you like that? I know you did. I know you liked it. She loved Charlie Danger. That's right. And I hope everybody else out there
enjoyed the latest episode of Charlie Danger, Private Detective. All right. And you probably are looking forward to the next episode of Charlie Danger, Private Detective. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, I tell you what, did you have a good time listening to the Samsel Report tonight? Did you have a good time? Well, thank you. It's important to myself and Sweetheart that you all have a good time listening to the Samsel Report right here on Revolution Radio. Okay? All right? So there you have it. There you go. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The Samsel Report right here on Revolution Radio. And we're going... Oh, no. Now, come on now. We made it through the whole program without you guys getting out. And now all of a sudden we're getting to the end of the program and they get out. Now who did you do that, Sweetheart? Darling, did you do that? Did you let them out of there? Did you let them out of there? What did you do that for? What did you do that for? Well, I don't think that's very funny at all. I don't think that's very funny at all. Especially when they get out and they start wandering around the place like that. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for being that way. No. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Samsel Report. This has been Wild Bill's Headline Roundup. We're going to take a look in the old corral and see what we got going on there. Oh, look at them all in there. Look at them all in there. We done got them all rounded up and stuck them all in there. That's right. That's right. Boy, oh boy. And in the other corral next door, we got the Washington politicians, the Harry Reids, and the Hillarys and the Obamas, the whole bunch of them, the bankers and the Wall Street boys and the boys from the big corporation. They're all in there slopping around all in there together. So that's where they belong, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
You're right with Wild Bill's Freedom Posse.
That's right. You've been riding with the Freedom Posse. Right here on Revolution Radio, which again, may I remind you, that is listener supported. Okay? So send money to this network. Put it in an envelope, send us money, or electronically, or however you do, however, send us money. Okay? All right? Now, what you want to do, however, is you want to tune in next week, okay? Because I stone guarantee you. I stone guarantee you that if you show up next week, you are going to be absolutely amazed. That's right. Oh, no. Come on now. I'm trying to wrap up the program here. And, sweetheart, that's not nice. That's not nice. No. Quit playing around, okay? All right. Okay. So what you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, what you want to do is you want to come back next week for the Samsel Report. All right? Because that's the best thing for you, right? After a whole week of listening to all that crap out there, over and over and over and over again, hey, you need some of the Samsel Report, right? A good dose of the Samsel Report can get the cranial rejection out of the anal cavities going, okay? So you want to think about that.
Free your mind. And your ass will follow.
Oh yes, and no truer words have ever been spoken. Okay. So anyway, so this is about the point in the program where I get to have a psychic experience, right? So I can feel this psychic energy that is entering from the all that is, and it's coming straight down through the atmosphere, straight down into my my crown chakra, okay, and it's going straight through my chakra system and grounding out, out of my feet and out of my hands, right? So it can be quite overpowering when you get to this point in the show, and after doing the show for so many weeks, and so many months, and been on the network for so long, after a while, it becomes something, just something normal, something that you don't even think about as it's happening. But when it does happen, boy, oh boy, I tell you, look out. So right now, it's time for me to be going, right? And that's the cue. That's the cue. It's time for me to be going. All right? Are you ready for this? Okay.
Hello? I must be going. I cannot stay. I came to say I must be going. I'm glad I came, but just the same, I must be going.
For my sake you must stay, for if you go away, you'll spoil this party I am throwing.
I'll stay a week or two. I'll stay the summer through. But I am telling you, I must be going.
There you go. That's right, baby. You tell him, Groucho. That's right. It's time for me to be going. And I'm getting that psychic energy. It's like pulsating through my entire physical being at the present point in time and space. Okay? So I can tell the end of the program is near. All right? And I only have just a certain amount, just a limited amount of time to tell you. God bless you all out there. And thank you for tuning in to the Samsel Report. Okay? And be with us next time right here on Revolution Radio. Okay? And send us money, too, while you're at it. Okay? Because here comes the end of the program. It's coming. I'm looking at it. It's going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, my goodness gracious. My chakras are all a twirl.
They are twirling around. My chakras are evolving. They are ascending into the fifth dimension realm of the end of the program. That's right. Oh, man, look out, because here it comes. My God, there's nothing we can do to stop it. The end is coming. The end of the program is coming, and there's nothing we can do to stop it, because here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, my God. Say your prayers now. Say your prayers. Ladies and gentlemen, it was so nice having you on the program, but the program is now over. That's right. Look out. All right, so where the hell is the end of the program? Come on, let's go. Come on, where's the end of the program?